What's he yelling at?
Life. This might be a good place to write.
You want me to write?
Well, let's just start.
Girls, it's not polite to stare.
I'm a big admirer of your work.
Sometimes I want to pull my pants down.
Join the club.
There's more to life than the way you're living it.
Stuff your ideas in the suggestion box on your way out.
I have to go into the city for the day. I was wondering if you might stay with the girls.
You want me to babysit?
Thank you, Mr. Wilder.
Who's up for some high-stakes poker?
I'll play.
How much you got?
Man, that was one hot lady. If she was my woman, I'd never let her leave the bed. Hey, you like magic tricks?
Can you make yourself disappear?
I like exploring the human experience, and I like making movies about people, not so much about explosions. That's number one. But in the case of this particular film, it's a very similar theme to what I explored in Bucket List, which was about embracing life no matter what your circumstances. As I got older, and you'll find this out as you get older, you start realizing how precious life is. You start recognizing that you're not going to live forever, and that you really do have to embrace whatever life you have at that, going forward. So that was the theme in Bucket List, and it's also the theme here. Here's a guy who's given up on life. He's in a wheelchair, his wife has died, he's stopped writing, he's drinking, and he's basically shut the door on everything. He's closed down. And he moves into this lakeside community, and because of the relationship he has with this woman who lives next door and her 3 daughters, he learns to live again. And he learns that no matter what your situation is, you can find something beautiful about life and you can celebrate it. So those are the things these days that I'm kind of interested in. Yeah. With Morgan, I mean, he's just simply the most pleasurable and great actor you could ever work with in your life. I mean, I've been very lucky in that I've done 2 movies with him and Jack Nicholson, who I consider the 2 greatest American screen actors. And so any chance you get to work with Morgan Freeman, you're going to jump at that chance. So that, to me, was a no-brainer. With Virginia, I only did this one picture with her, A Ghost of Mississippi. I loved the experience, and I always wanted to do something more with her. I loved her in Sideways, and I think she's a wonderful actress, and I've looked for an opportunity to do something, bigger with her. So this was a perfect situation, and her relationship with Morgan in this is absolutely incredible. It's a very oddball, unusual romance, unlike you wouldn't slug it into any kind of typical romance. And she brings a tremendous amount to the table.
Technology in filmmaking has changed so much since you first started making movies. Has your process as a director changed at all with the changing of technology?
No, my process hasn't changed, but I loved working. We did this digitally. I mean, it was the first film I've ever done with an Arri Alexa camera, and I've never done that before, but I loved it. I loved working with it. I love the fact that you don't have to change the mags every 10 minutes. You can let things run and you can try different things. And we had a very short schedule, so I love doing it. But it doesn't change the process. You're still telling a story. It's still about people, and it's still about their interrelationships, and that doesn't change.
There seems to be a trend with filmmakers recently. Ridley Scott is a good example that he's going back with Prometheus and soon with Blade Runner, kind of re-examining, revisiting old projects. Is that something that you would ever do? Is there a Princess Bride prequel or a Few Good Men reboot? Or
no, I'm not interested in doing that. To me, it's like, I make these films and then that's the end of it. There's no sequels. I mean, maybe it's not good financially for me because, the only one I could see you could possibly do is a Spinal Tap sequel because maybe they reunite and they're old now. Because all these, the Stones are back on tour. Every band is back on tour. They're in their 70s, So, yes, I could see that. But to me, you've done it. That's it.
Yeah.
Now you move on to something else.
Well, and you also have Fred Willard from Spinal Tap.
Yes, I like working with the same people, but not the same story.
You seem different. You're not yourself.
Right now, I'm seeing things with a clear eye, and quite frankly, I like the view.
What do you want out of life, Mr. Wildhorn?
I'd settle for more nights like this. There just might be something special about this place.
We danced in the moonlight, held hands in the park. We strolled by the
Buenos dias, senoritas. I don't know about you, but this music makes me feel like dancing.
I've never had the glow I feel tonight. It's a miracle.
Most times, real life doesn't measure up to what's in our heads, but every now and then, it comes pretty close. Fetch. I respect consistency.
It's a miracle moment.